Hi guys, in today's video we're going to talk about hidden objects in Terminator 3. So just to be clear, I'm not going to mention any objects in secrets of the game because everyone knows about the secrets in Terminator 3. I'm rather going to talk about really well hidden objects that are not part of the secrets but could have been if the devs wanted to because they are so hard to spot. So enough talking and let's get started with number 10 of the list. Number 10 is actually a double pickup. It is grenades and Uzi clips at the very end of HEC. High security compound is such a hard level to go through, especially because at the beginning of it, you lost all your weapons, so you have to find different ways to fight your enemies, like guards. Of course, you have a few prisoners to help you out, but going through this level is actually a really hard task. Near the end of the level, you will find your pistols and your Deagle back. But did you know about the very last objects that can be found at the end of HEC? Well, in the very last area of the level, you're supposed to go into a truck to go into Area 51. But before doing that, before rushing into the truck, you want to search the place around the truck because you will find two additional pickups. The first one is pretty obvious. Those are Deagle ammo and a small medipack among the boxes. But that's not the one I want to talk about. If you look closely at the boxes, you will find that one of them is made with a different color. The reason why is because it is a pushable block. So you want to pull this block and behind it you will find the grenades and the Uzi clips. Number 9 is a small medipack located at the beginning of Thames Wharf. Thames Wharf is such a complicated level, even though personally that's one of my favorites. There is a lot of platforming to do, it is pretty huge, but did you know that at the beginning of it there is a really well hidden medipack that you can find? When you go into this room, you need to hit a collapsing tile in order to get a key that will be useful for a next area in the level. But did you know that this collapsing tile actually drops on a medipack? If you light a flare in this place, you will see it in the middle of the thing that drops. As you can see, with the OG graphics, it's even harder to spot it. Number 8 is a pack of flares in Lutz Gate. Lutz Gate is a level that a lot of people hate, especially because of the tedious underwater mazes we can go through in this level. But it's also a level where you can find tons of items, especially a lot of underwater items, such as harpoons or even the harpoon gun that you can pick up in the big room that you can see here. Well, the hidden item is actually in this precise room. Did you know that on the wall on the right, there is actually a crawling space you can go to, and behind it, there is a crystal and some hidden flares. For number 7, we're gonna go back to the very start of Terminator 3. The very first level of the game is Jungle, and it's such a nice level to start the game with. At the end of Jungle, there is a key you need to pick up from a monkey who tries to steal it from you. Once you put the key into the keyhole, you kinda wanna go through the gate to go into Temple Ruins. But don't rush into the exit, because there's actually a hidden shotgun ammo that is on the left of this gate. So make sure to pick up this item before going into the next level. Well, speaking of Temple Ruins, this is the level where we're gonna find our number 6, Uzi clips. Temple Ruins is the very first level that is very challenging in Terminator 3. But before entering into the temple, there is an open area which is kinda similar to Jungle. Well, in this area, you kinda wanna go directly into the corridor. But before doing that, you actually wanna make this jump into this platform because as you can see, there are some Uzi clips. Our 3 next items are all located in Coastal Village. Coastal Village is a lot of people's favorite level, especially because at the start of it, you can see beautiful landscapes. At the very beginning of Coastal Village, you can visit the shore, the beach, and as you can see, the surroundings are absolutely gorgeous. A bit later in the level, when you visit the village itself, there is one hidden item that is grenades. And the reason why it's pretty well hidden is because the way you climb on the platform where they are located is really strange. If you want to reach this platform and take the grenades just like I did, you need to make sure you press action and up at the same time in order to climb on this platform. This is the only way you can climb on it. If you do a simple jump and you try to grab it, as you can see, Lara doesn't make it. Number 4 is a small medipack that you can find at the very start of this same level. As you know, you start Castle Village underwater and there is current that carries you away. Well, if you don't pay attention, there's actually a small medipack you're gonna miss because there is a small platform on the left you can climb, and if you climb the next block, then you will see this small medipack. Let's move on to number 3, and we're gonna say in the same level, Castle Village. As you know, this level has 2 different routes. Either you pick up a key and you go into a hut to go through a trapdoor, or you go into the passage that is underground. Well, if you choose the second route, you're gonna have to find 3 different serpent stones in a pretty open area. After picking up the second one, you need to climb on 2 different ladders. Well, there is a hidden small medipack that is hidden at the top of the pillar that is next to the second ladder. The runner-up of this list is Deagle ammo you can find at the very end of Thames Wharf. As you know, there are many shortcuts you can use to go from the start of the level to the end in no time, and here's one of them. But let's go back to the Deagle ammo that is hidden in this level. Well, next to the cathedral, there is some barbed wire, and you can think that there's actually nothing here. If you think so, then you're wrong, because as you can see, there is a nice pickup you can find here. Now let's see what is the top one of those hidden objects in Tomb Raider 3. Well, it is a rocket that is located in Antarctica. Antarctica is the very last section of the game, and the very first level of this section is a beautiful one. First thing you need to do in this level is to enter a ship in order to make an inflatable boat drop into the water. The reason why you need this boat is because the water is frozen, so Lara cannot swim in it for too long. When you exit the ship, you're really tempted to go directly into the inflatable boat you just dropped. But don't do that right away, because there's actually a crawling space that is next to you and pretty well hidden. You can find a rocket in it, and in my opinion, this is the best hidden object that is not considered as a secret in Tomb Raider 3. So that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my list, or if you can think about another object I didn't mention.